When Jake Miller walked into the high school gym for career day, whispers followed him like shadows. The kids pointed. Some laughed. His face bore the deep marks of a blast that nearly ended his life overseas, a war most of them had only seen in documentaries. But what they didn't see were the scars he carried inside, and the courage it took just to show up. Jake, a single dad and former Army medic, was there to speak about service and resilience. He wore a clean shirt, pressed jeans, and his old unit cap, the one his daughter, Emily, insisted made him look cool. But as he set up his slideshow, a group of teenagers snickered nearby. One of them whispered loudly enough for everyone to hear. "Guess Halloween came early." Jake froze. The laughter stung more than he wanted to admit. He'd faced explosions, gunfire, and the chaos of war, but nothing hurt like being mocked in front of his daughter, who sat in the front row clutching her notebook. Still, he smiled and began his talk. He spoke about teamwork, about saving lives under fire, about what it meant to serve something bigger than yourself. But every word felt heavier with the sound of quiet giggles in the back. As he wrapped up, the gym doors swung open. The crowd turned. In walked a woman in a sharply pressed uniform, her silver hair tied neatly under her cap. The air shifted, quiet, tense. "Excuse me," she said. "Is this the veterans' talk?" The principal rushed to greet her. "General Harper! We didn't expect you!" Jake blinked. General Harper? He knew that name. The legend. She'd commanded medical units in Afghanistan, same deployment cycle as him. She walked toward the stage, her eyes scanning the crowd, until they landed on Jake. Her expression froze. Her voice softened. "Sergeant Miller?" The students looked at one another. Jake stood awkwardly. "Ma'am, yes, ma'am." The gym fell silent. The general stepped closer. "Everyone, this man saved 6 soldiers during Operation Iron Dusk," she said. "I recognize that tattoo on his forearm, Delta Med 9. That's my unit." Gasps rippled through the crowd. Jake looked down at his arm, the faded ink of his old unit's insignia, half hidden under burned scars. General Harper turned to the students, her voice steady but emotional. "Those scars you laugh at? He earned them pulling others from fire. Including me." The room went still. You could have heard a pin drop. Emily's eyes filled with pride. She whispered, "Dad, you saved her?" Jake just nodded, humble as always. "Just did my job, sweetheart." Scene 4, The Apology and the Lesson. One of the boys who had laughed earlier stood up, guilt written all over his face. "Sir? I'm sorry. I didn't know." Jake smiled gently. "That's all right, son. Most people don't. That's why we talk about it, to help others understand." General Harper nodded. "Bravery doesn't always look perfect. Sometimes it looks like scars. Sometimes it looks like showing up. Even when the world doesn't understand what you've been through." After the assembly, students lined up to shake Jake's hand. Emily beamed, snapping photos proudly. The same kids who had mocked him now thanked him, asking questions about service, sacrifice, and resilience. But the moment that stayed with Jake came when General Harper approached him quietly. "I never got to thank you," she said. "You pulled me from that wreckage. I owe you my life." Jake's voice cracked. "You don't owe me a thing, ma'am. We were family out there. We all looked out for each other." She smiled through tears. "Then let me look out for you now. How about a position at the VA hospital? We could use someone with your heart." Jake was speechless. For the first time in years he felt seen, not for his scars, but for his strength. That night, Jake sat on the porch with Emily watching the sunset. She leaned her head on his shoulder and whispered, "Dad, you always said scars tell stories. I think yours just changed a lot of lives today." He smiled, the fading light reflecting off his worn cap. "Maybe, sweetheart. Maybe they finally told the story right." And as the camera fades on father and daughter, the narrator's voice echoes, "Scars don't define weakness, they define survival." So, the next time you see someone carrying theirs proudly, Remember the battles they fought so others wouldn't have to. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, because sometimes, the greatest victories are the quiet ones we never see.